Once upon a time, in a quiet, peaceful pond nested deep within a forest, a community of frogs lived contentedly, or so it seemed. But one day, a few restless frogs gathered in secret. Why do we have to live like this, hopping around aimlessly? Don't we deserve a real king to lead us? Yes, we need a king, someone to bring order to our lives, someone to make us feel important. Soon, word spread, and all the frogs gathered in the center of the pond. The oldest frog, wise but weary, raised his voice. If it is truly a king you desire, we should pray to choose the king of the gods. Surely, he'll hear our plea. So, the frogs looked up to the sky, their voices croaking together. Mighty Zeus, give us a king, a strong and noble ruler to guide us. Zeus, hearing their cries, chuckled to himself. They are but simple creatures, but perhaps they need a small lesson. With a flick of his hand, Zeus sent down a large log which landed in the pond with a mighty splash. The frogs leapt back in fear, their hearts racing as they watched the log float on the water. Look! Our king has arrived, but he is terrifying. The frogs stayed away at first, trembling in fear. But days passed and they slowly realized the log did nothing. It just floated there, moving with the breeze. This is our king? He is just a piece of wood. This isn't a king. This log does nothing. It can't lead us. It can't protect us. It's just sitting there. Frustrated, the frogs gathered once more and raised their voices even louder. Mighty Zeus, our king is a joke. Send us a real ruler, someone strong and powerful. Zeus, now slightly annoyed, sighed deeply. Very well, if they wish for a mighty king, then I shall grant their wish. This time, Zeus sent a stork to the pond. The frogs marveled at their new king as he swooped down, his feathers gleaming in the sunlight and his long beak slicing through the air. Look at him! Our new king is so tall, so majestic. Yes, he's a true ruler. Just look at the beak and those wings. But the admiration didn't last long. In an instant, the stork darted forward, snatching one of the frogs into his beak with a swift snap. Panic spread through the pond as the frogs realized what their new king was doing. Run! The king, he's eating us! What have we done? The king is no leader. He's a monster. The once peaceful pond was now filled with terror. The stork continued to feast, paying no mind to the frogs' desperate attempts to hide or escape. Realizing their mistake, the frogs prayed once more, but this time their voices were full of regret. Mighty Zeus, we were wrong. Please take this king away. We don't want a ruler like him. But Zeus, listening from afar, remained silent. The frogs had begged for change, and now they would have to live with the consequences. And so, the frogs of the pond learned a hard lesson that day. Sometimes, it is wiser to appreciate what you have than to risk losing it for something unknown. A peaceful life, even without a grand ruler, was far better than living in fear under a tyrant's rule. The moral of the story? Be careful what you wish for and learn to appreciate the peace you already have, because sometimes the change you desire may bring you more harm than good.